Nearly 20% of kids and adults will experience a serious mental health condition like anxiety, depression, or ADHD at some point in time in their lives. Although mental health is something that's been talked about a whole lot more openly in these past few years, there is still a lot of work to be done. And joining us here today to continue to do that work, we have Ashley Gray, and she is a local author, and she's starting the conversation amongst kids. So a very important demographic to be hitting here. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I'm so excited to talk about it because the conversation is not as open as it should be.
No, of course. Like I said, there's so much work that needs to be done. What is it that drove you to start that conversation, especially in the way of creating children's books about it?
Yeah, so I personally, I'm very open about my mental health issues. I have anxiety, I have depression, and I wasn't diagnosed until I was a sophomore in college. And it made sense once I got diagnosed, but I wish I would have known sooner. And now that I'm a teacher and I see how many struggles even high school students have with mental health, I really realize that we need to talk about it because staying silent is not helping them.
Absolutely. And I think even starting young too, like you're doing, is going to give kids and students the tools that they'll need once they get older. I have a very similar story too. I was diagnosed with both depression and anxiety in high school as well. And like you said, it's critical to kind of meet the kids where they are too.
Yeah.
Staying silent is not an option. So let's talk about these books then. This is the People Like Me series.
Yeah, so all of my books address mental health in some manner, all my children's books. And so I created the People Like Me series so I could expand with different mental health issues. So I'm starting with the ones I have. So we have one on depression, we have two on anxiety right now, and then eventually my hope is to expand into other disorders. But I wanted to start with the ones I'm comfortable with first.
Yes.
And kind of see how it goes. And I've had some success with it, so I'm going to keep going with it. But that's kind of how it, came to be. I have The Dimming Light, which is a story about depression. It's a little bit of a Halloween story. I have The Melting Snowman, which is our Christmas story, and that addresses anxiety.
Yeah.
And then my latest one is The Touchdown Tiger, and that one is also an anxiety story, and that one is around football.
Yeah, look at that little Bengal right there.
Yes.
So cute. But once again, such an important message to share. And I feel like giving this message to kids in this manner is going to be really helpful for them to understand, what it is that maybe they would be going through or that a friend could be going through. What do you want kids and adults as well to gain from these books when they read them?
Just empathy and knowledge. So yes, it's for children to learn coping mechanisms and different skills for when they are going through that anxiety or depression.
Yeah.
But it's also just to not have a stigma. If you don't have anxiety, still read the story and show that your kids, maybe there are people who do feel this way, even if you don't feel that way, right? So just kind of having empathy for other people.
If people are interested in getting these books, we're coming up on the holiday season, so it's kind of a prime time. Where can they go to learn more?
Yeah, so all of these books are on Amazon, and you can just search it by the title or my name.
Yeah.
They are also available. I have The Touchdown Tiger and The Melting Snowman in Household Books in Cincinnati, and then I have The Touchdown Tiger at Scarlet Rose Books in near Covington. They used to be the Tome Bookstore. And I do have a few book signings coming up. I have one December 2nd, so I'll be there with all three books, and that is at Bike Trail Books at 10 o'clock.
Oh, good. Okay, so if you want to get your hand on a copy and get it signed, it's a wonderful opportunity to do so. Ashley, thank you so much for the work that you're doing and for sharing this with us as well. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.